Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Great Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Well, today I have a very important topic to discuss with you, and that is the subject of death. Why death happens, we don't know. We don't know why death happens. All we know is that death happens and that everybody dies. So, today I will be discussing death with you. And very recently, a good friend of mine died. And it was just this week. And I was very troubled by it. I was very moved by it. I can't tell you what I felt inside. I just it was something that was difficult to deal with, and I talked to my friend's widow, and she was broken up because she really depended on him, and she loved him, and now he's gone, and she had a rough time of it, and she's having a rough time of it. And so I talked to her for a little while, but she couldn't talk to me for very long because she was so broken up over what happened. And so this brings up the subject of death and what happens to us when we die. Where do we go? What happens to us? Do we disappear? Well, I don't presume. I will not presume to tell you what happens after death, okay? I'm not going to order you around or tell you what you have to believe and tell you have to believe that there's life after death if you don't believe that. I'm not going to presume to tell you what happens after we die. I'm not going to presume that. But I will give you an idea of what I think happens, what I think personally believe happens when we die, because this is a subject that is very serious, and I take it personally. I have had friends who've died and family that have died, and I know how troubling the subject can be. I know how it makes people feel. I know that people can get really touchy on this subject, so I'm going to be careful, skirt around people's feelings. But what happens when we die? I do believe that we go to a better place when we die. And if you've lived a good life, then you go to a better place when you die. It's a better place than here, that's for sure. So that's part of the contract of life. If you have lived a life on earth and you've tried to make it a good one, then you're going to a better place. It's really simple. You're going to a better place if you've lived a good life. And if you haven't lived a good life, you're going back where you started, back to earth, to live another life and to work out the details of your karma and whatever it was that you did. But most of the time, if you've lived a good life, you're going to a better place than this. And you're moving on. You're moving ahead. Now, what can we expect when we move ahead? What will that be like? Well, I can't tell you what it's been like, what it would be like, because I've never been dead. I've never been dead, so I can't tell you what it would be like. But I do know that it is a moving experience for those who have had near-death experiences. and can live to tell about it. People who have had near-death experiences, and there's a whole wide range of different kinds of near-death experiences and different people who have had near-death experiences. But what I can tell you is this: everyone sees when they die what they most expect to see. This is a very key point. Everybody sees what they're expecting to see when they die. So if you're a Christian, you see Jesus. If you're a Jew, you see the God of the Bible. If you're Islamic person, Muslim, you see Muhammad. If you're a Hindu, you see Krishna. That's the sort of thing that you see when you die, because the goddess is merciful and she doesn't want anyone to feel alienated or scared when they die. She wants them to feel welcome and feel good when they die. So she rolls out the red carpet, so to speak, and allows everyone to see what they most believe will happen when they die. So that's what you see when you die. You see what you expect to see. And you're welcomed by whomever you expect to welcome you. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean that that when you die that you won't see Goddess? No, that isn't what it means. When you die, you have a choice to make. You can be reconciled with Goddess or not. And if you can't reconcile with Goddess, then you have more work to do. You have more work to do on earth and working out your karma and whatever it is that you did. But if you can be reconciled with Goddess, you can go to a better place. I can't tell you what that better place is like, but it's pretty close to heaven. I'd call it paradise. Let's call it paradise for argument's sake, and say that you're going to this better place, and it's a nice place. It's a pleasant place. And if you are reconciled with Goddess, you are going there. So don't worry. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. When you die, it'll be a great time. You'll see people that you long missed. You'll see your dead loved ones, and you'll have a great time in paradise. And that's about all I know. That's all I know, because I don't know more than that, because I've never been dead, so I can't tell you what else would happen. Maybe you'd be given a job with the angels. I can't tell you what would happen, but I do know that it's good and that you'll be happy. So that's it for today, and remember, as always, to take care of yourself, and everybody have a very pleasant week.